Hello, my name's Evangeline Wright, and I'm an attorney with MidPenn Legal Services. MidPenn Legal Services is a nonprofit law firm that provides free legal assistance in civil issues, including family law, housing issues, consumer issues. We also provide some special project assistance, including some federal tax assistance, which is what I want to talk to you about today. We've all been hearing a lot about the CARES Act and the economic stimulus payments. Basically, the IRS is sending money to most Americans. I want to talk with you today a little bit about who's eligible to get the money, what you have to do to get the money, how the payments will be delivered, how long you have to collect your payment, and what to do if the IRS makes a mistake with your payment. So let's start with who is eligible to receive this money. The economic stimulus payments are $1,200 for each eligible adult. We're going to talk about children here in a minute as well. So eligible adults have to possess a Social Security number. They cannot be claimed as a dependent on anyone else's tax return, and they have to have income of less than $75,000 a year for people who would file as a single person with the IRS, $112,500 for people who would file as head of household, and $150,000 a year for people who would file as married filing jointly. If you're above that income limit, you may still receive some stimulus money, but those are the levels at which the stimulus money begins to phase out. So if you're above that, you're going to receive less. Adults who have claimed qualifying children under the age of 17 on their tax returns will also receive an additional $500 for each child. There's no cap on the number of children you can claim. If you have a number of qualifying children, you will receive $500 for each child. Basically, the rules for qualifying children are the same as qualifying children for the child tax credit purposes, children under the age of 17. So let's talk about what you have to do in order to claim your economic stimulus payment. Eligible adults who filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return are going to automatically receive the stimulus payment. So if you filed your tax return for 2019 or last year for 2018, you don't have to do anything in order to receive the payment. As a matter of fact, you may have already received the payment. Payments started going out around April 12th. So if you filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019, and you provided direct deposit information when you filed your tax return, your economic stimulus payment should be directly deposited into the bank account for which you provided information to the IRS. If you have not provided direct deposit information, the IRS is going to send you your stimulus money as a paper check. Let's talk about eligible adults who maybe have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return, but received Social Security retirement benefits, or Social Security disability benefits, or supplemental security income, or railroad retirement benefits. So if you receive any of those benefits, even if you have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return, you will automatically receive the stimulus payment. You do not need to do anything in order to receive that stimulus payment. You're going to receive your payment in the same manner in which you receive your other benefits. I'm going to add a little asterisk to that, though. If you have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return and you're receiving one of this category of benefits, the one reason you might need to do something further is if you have a dependent child. So if you are in that situation, stay tuned for what I'm going to talk about next. So all other individuals, so this is going to be people who have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return, people who do not receive Social Security or railroad retirement benefits, or people who do receive Social Security benefits but need to claim a dependent. All of those people are going to need to fill out a simple form with the IRS in order to receive the stimulus payment. That form is available at the web address listed on the PowerPoint slide here. If you don't have something to write with right now, just remember irs.gov, G-O-V. If you go to the IRS homepage on the web, there's going to be a menu on their homepage, and there'll be a button there that you can click on about the coronavirus economic impact payments. So if you don't want to copy down that whole web address that I have up on the screen, you can just go to irs.gov. The non-filer form is going to require that you enter your full name, current mailing address, and an email address. You're going to need your date of birth and a valid social security number. If you want to receive your payment via direct deposit, you're going to have to provide your bank account information. If you're not using banking services, provide information, but it means you're going to get via US mail. An identity protection personal identification number, if you know what that is, you have one and you would enter that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you don't have one and you don't need to worry about it. You will need to enter information from your driver's license or state-issued ID. And if you're going to be claiming a qualifying child, you're going to need to enter the child's name, child's social security number or adoption identification number, and their relationship to you or your spouse. So let's talk again about how those payments are going to be delivered. So either you filled out a 2018 or 2019 tax return and filed it, or you're getting Social Security benefits, or you filled out the non-filer form on the IRS website. If you've done those things, then you should be receiving your payment directly into your bank account if the IRS has bank account information for you, or you should be receiving a paper check sent to your last known address. The IRS should also be following up within a couple of weeks of depositing or sending you that payment with a letter through US mail telling you that you've received the payment, so that if something's gone wrong, if the payment has been misdirected, you will know at that point that you need to take further action. If you want to update your bank account information with the IRS, if you want to update your postal address with the IRS, or if you just want to check on the status of your payment, you can go to the IRS website, you can go to the web address that I have listed up on your computer screen, or if that's too much to remember, again, go to the IRS homepage, irs.gov, and click on the menu button to take you to coronavirus economic impact payment for the IRS if necessary. So let's talk about how long you have to claim these stimulus payments. For most of us, the stimulus money is going to be sent to us automatically. You don't need to do anything at all to get it. That's going to be people who filed the 2018 or 2019 tax return, or people who are receiving Social Security or railroad retirement benefits. For the people who have not filed a tax return, they're going to need to fill out that non-filer form that we already talked about. That non-filer form can be filled out through the end of 2020 to claim the stimulus money. Alternatively, if you don't do it by the end of 2020, you will still have an opportunity to file a 2020 income tax return during the 2021 filing season in order to claim that stimulus money. Final thing I want to talk about is what to do if the IRS makes a mistake with your stimulus payment. So what if the IRS sends you more money than you're entitled to? Maybe you're over income for the stimulus payment in 2020, but they're sending it based on previous information. Maybe you're claiming a dependent that's no longer a dependent for 2020. If the IRS sends you too much money, they are not going to ask you to repay that. The other possibility is that the IRS might send less money than you're entitled to. Maybe you have a dependent in 2020 who was not claimed on your 2019 tax return. Maybe you were claimed as a dependent on somebody's tax return for 2019, but won't be in 2020. These are all situations that could give rise to the IRS sending you less money than you're entitled to. You will have an opportunity in 2021, when you file your 2020 federal income tax return, to reconcile that information. At that point, you can claim the remainder of your stimulus payment. So there may be situations with the stimulus payment that haven't been covered in this presentation that you have additional questions about. MidPenn is available to help with questions about the CARES economic stimulus payment for individuals. Our tax clinic also provides assistance with other federal tax issues, including audits, payment options if you can't pay your federal tax debt, garnishments and liens, and appeals to U.S. Tax Court. So if you need to reach out for additional assistance with a federal tax issue, you're welcome to contact our clinic at 844-PLS-TAX. That's 844-675-7829, or apply online for our services at www.midpenn.org.